decide. I mean, you know, an artist will really be dope, but when it comes down to handing over a crown, you know, if you sound closer to Bobby Wine in what you do, that's what you're competing in. If you want to talk hip hop,
It's not about Gravity Omutujju.
if you want to talk hip hop, there's no
We saw
competition.
some time back reconcile with Gravity Omutujju and we thought everything is okay. But why again are we seeing this? Why are you sharing the same dates with Gravity Omutujju?
I had announced mine in March. I announced my dates in March. I even had people from his camp, you know, congratulate me. Before that, we were talking about possibly doing a battle with me and him. So I was like, yeah, let's do a battle. I don't mind. I think they're contacting Abitex. I don't know.
Should we expect
Talking about a battle. I don't think so, because that was supposed to be this. This was supposed to be a battle. But I think at the end of the day, it's showbiz, you know. He wants to kind of get a Palazzo alien skin thing going with showbiz. For me, it's too big for that. It's 20 years in the industry. For me, it's about giving back to my fans. So yeah, man, I really have no qualms and no issues with any artist out there. Not really. I don't have any real beef with anyone.
Do these collisions shape up the music industry or they just distract you?
I think they distract the industry because if you are still an artist here, you see, in my day, in my prime, I was doing songs with Burna Boy, Wizkid, Sarkodie, Ice Prince, you know what I mean, Shay, like some of the biggest and brightest artists on the continent. If in your heyday, you're doing battle with Navio, a guy from 20 years ago, you have a big problem. You know what I mean? At this point in time, you need to be out there. You need to be performing at the finale of Big Brother, you know, like I was. You need to be touring around Europe like I was. You need to be, because we did it 10 years ago, 15 years ago. If you're not doing that now, then you're using energy on something that has been done already. You know what I mean? If you want to have a competition about lyrics, you get to the people in the industry and you talk, hey, lyrically, who's dope? Who's doper? I mean, you know what I mean? Because a hip hop debate is always a lyrical debate. So how lyrical are you being? Are you the Eli Wamala of hip hop? Or are you just talking some raunchy stuff that's me? How, you know, the fact that I'm already rapping in English, I never want to put myself in that category. That's a discussion for them. You know what I mean? If Gravity can't handle Babaluku from 20 years ago, what do we talk about?
How do you rate yourself in these 20 years?
That's the issue. I don't. I've never called myself the king of hip hop. But what pisses people off is that other people do. I've never called myself the pharaoh, the hip hop. I call myself neighborhood Navio because I blended in any neighborhood and blended in any scene. So, you know, I think that is also something to be said. You know, I've never called myself a legend, never called myself a king. The people did that. And that must be the thing that's most annoying for some of these guys.
While you talked about the book that you're soon releasing, you said you're writing about UNMF?
I'm writing about the state of the industry in general.
What's your stand on UNMF?
I feel like it's about time, man. I feel like anything that is there to benefit the artists, anything that gets us talking about where our royalties are going is important. This is $1 billion industry. East Africa alone should be making $1 billion off music.
Is the federation legitimate, according to you?
Are all the artists there? Who do they represent?
They say they represent the artists.
And how many artists are there? By default, it's legitimate. If you have anybody that represents 60-70% of the artists, you have to take them seriously. Even if you set up your own, that's going to represent the other 40%.
But now you've also seen some people pull out, like Moses Matos. Also the elected PR of the federation, Fina Masanyala, also quit the federation.
Yeah, I think what
the vice president, your friend Spice Dan.
Yeah, I think what happens is it takes sometimes you go in discussing one issue that becomes 15 different issues. You know, you're discussing about the rights or royalties from radio, and someone wants to discuss why the government want to give us free socks for every artist, you know. So of course it's going to get frustrating. But that's their issue. They want socks. Some people want free socks. Some people want their royalties from radio. So it must get frustrating when you're trying to discuss what you think is a serious issue. And I don't blame it. That's why you have a rotation in these kind of things. With one vice president, you get another. You keep rotating. You know what I mean? And yeah, some people need to get back to their careers. You know what I mean? Some people were in there for like a month and a half, 2 months, every day, missing shows. So you understand that these things are going to take time, and it's going to need patience. It's going to need people who can actually do the job. And someone like Spice is at the top of her career. So let people who have the time to do it, but make sure they're representing us the right way. People, some OGs, more OGs who've been in the industry before, need to represent us.
Lack of respect in the music industry. Gravity Navio. But just na take it to Maurice Kidia. Shiba, Navio Nagamba Cindy Yeta Ina. Doesn't this show lack of respect in the music industry? And why is it this way? And what should be done?
I think if everyone was getting paid the royalties they're supposed to be getting, you'd see a lot more happy millionaires in Uganda, and we wouldn't feel the need to feel so competitive over something as simple as someone having the same date as you. It wouldn't be a problem. Some people would just stop doing shows because they're getting enough of royalties and radio play to stop doing shows. So I think you're just seeing the frustrations of artists who have to perform 6 or 7 times, feeling like they need every single reveller to come to their show specifically so that they can sustain their life. They can sustain how they've been living, and they can create more music for the people. That's the frustration we're seeing. It's not a frustration over necessarily they have beef with another artist, but that artist is in their same space. And in that space, there's only so many big dogs and so many ways that we can benefit, and we all get competitive over that small space. You know what I mean? So we need to understand that our industry is already, we see our industry is already big, but the artists don't feel it yet because we're not getting some of those royalties, etc. When that starts coming in, when corporates start paying us what we're supposed to get paid, you're going to see less frustration from the artists. People aren't going to be slapping each other and beating up radio DJs and throwing mics at their own DJs and abusing people's families and kids. You know what I mean? We're going to see less of that because artists are going to be less frustrated.
Maybe it's a chance now. Your last words to Gravity Omutujju. First.
Those can never be my last words. Yeah, I just want to say a shout out to all the artists who are doing shows, whether you're doing shows on the same day as other artists. Hey man, much love and respect. I hope everybody comes out a winner. And I think we can all win, man. So I want to tell everybody who's in Uganda, make sure you go out and support your artists to the maximum. We'll see you September 2nd. It's going down. Your boy, 20 years of Navio, live in concert. I'm bringing all my people with me. So make sure you guys are there. Much love and respect. See you at Sheraton Gardens, September 2nd.
Don't you have any message for Gravity Omutujju?
Man, if I wasn't performing, I'd also attend, So big up, bro.
Any message to the people going to attend Gravity's concert?
Much love and respect. Yeah, man, all love. It's all love from my side, bro. Like, yeah.
Do you feel like you share audiences with Gravity Omutujju?
I'm not sure I care enough. I just know that I have my fans. So, yeah, I have my fans, man. I don't know. I'm sure some of them like both of us. I'm sure some people like me and her and Winnie and the Spice Diana and, Fefe. And artists are allowed, the crowd is allowed to like as many people as they want to like. I would never tell you who to like and who not to like. Like I said, bottom line is we can all win. GeoSteady's concert can be packed. Morris's can be packed. Sheba and Cindy's is going to be packed. Gravity is going to be packed. And inshallah, I'm going to get a good turnout as well for my 20 year. So, I can't be shaken. Even if I get 2 people at my show, I'm going to perform all my songs with one heart. You understand? Even if I get 2 people at my show, my mother and my daughter, I'm going to perform with one heart. So for me, just getting to 20 years and having the command and presence, being able to say that I have a show running on TV about culture in Uganda, being flown out for the BET Awards, you know, going for the 50th anniversary for Hennessy in New York. Like, this has all happened in the last 3 weeks, bro. Like, I cannot sit here and, even no matter how my show goes, I cannot sit here and say, oh, God doesn't love me. Oh, woe is me. I have a good life, man. My 4 kids are happy. And I know that no matter what happens, I'm going to be all right. You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay. But they were federation meetings. I'm very tall. I'm a very tall person, so you should have seen me at the federation meetings. I've been there for quite a few. Lilian Babazi has called me for quite a few. So I've been there for quite a few meetings. But of course, like I said, I've been out of the country for the last 5 weeks, doing God's good work, you know, with the 50 years of hip hop and the BET Awards and my shows in Atlanta, New York, and Boston. So it's been a busy 5 weeks, but I came back like 2 days ago, a day and a half ago. So I'm just ready to get back to work, you know what I mean, and work on the concert, putting on the best show I can for my 20-year that's happening 2nd September at Sheraton. Interest in this. Even before I start promotion for my show, I'm going to go there and find out what's been going on in the 5 weeks that I've left. I think we cannot be halted. Progress cannot be halted by, you know, basically the many will speak for everyone. You know what I mean? So I'm very much ready to see what's happening in the Federation and UMA and see if we can't connect somewhere. I knew I should have run for president, but anyway, next time.
Navio, you've been here 20 years now, you've traveled around, you've seen a lot of great artists. What does it mean to be like, at the moment, what does it mean for the Ugandan industry that at the moment, musician like Alien Skin is on top of that game?
Yeah.
What does it mean to the industry?
I think the industry has always been moved by a great story, and you know, Alien has a great story to tell. He has a unique way of seeing the world, and because people are asking questions about him, he's obviously doing something right, even though he may be doing a lot of things that are wrong. So I think maybe the Uganda industry sees a lot of potential in him. I know that, you know, Palasso's actions, though ill-timed, you know, probably helped people to take a closer look at what he's doing. And, you know, he's gained a lot of fans as they take that closer look. So sometimes you're not in charge of how God is going to put that eye on you. But when the eye is on you, you better make sure that you use that door. So my advice to him would just be to, like, you know, I mean, if the spotlight is on you, you need to, you know, run it up and use it to the maximum. You know, try and be a role model where you can, and be a gateway for other artists to succeed. I think he's already bringing back other artists. You know, I don't know what the story is, but I'm going to find out. So I think, you know, hey man, you know, all hats and all respect to everybody who's making it, you know.
Do you think the music industry is shrinking or is moving up? It's moving up.
I think the music industry has moved to full capacity here, and Uganda needs to take over every single other country on the continent and move to the rest of the world, like they're doing in South Africa, like they're doing in Nigeria. You know, Uganda needs to now start looking outside. That's how we sustain ourselves. It becomes less of a frustration when we're doing shows all over the world, you know. So, and it also creates, you know, when we come back to Uganda, I think it also creates some good hype. They say distance makes the heart grow fonder. You know, you want to be able to see an alien or a palazzo do shows all around the world and then come back and finish in Uganda in a big way. I want to see that. So I hope the young generation can figure out a way to do that.
Okay, besides the myth and all other guys,
Guys, I think now,